Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel. Receive. How you doing, Terry? Sugar Daddy, how are you? How's everyone doing? Patricia, everyone's coming in now. Jojo, how are you doing? Sugar Daddy, Reese. So I received an email. So you know when you're used to doing something and then something changes. So one of my subscribers emailed me and said, "Hey, where have you been?" They just were checking on me. That makes you feel good. They were checking on me to make sure that everything was all right. So I just had to tell them everything is fine. It's just that I forgot I wasn't going to be on last Sunday, and then I didn't have any videos through the week either because I was with family. I was out of town. It's family reunion time, so anytime the second Sunday in August and I disappear, I'm out of town with family. So that's what happened. So thank you, those who were concerned. Everything is fine, and depending on where you live, what state, or now everyone knows I'm in the state of North Carolina, but even though I'm with Harnett County Schools, some other people in different counties, neighboring counties, counties that are further away, everyone's doing their own thing. So we're not on the same schedule. How you doing, Keith? All right. So now there are counties right beside us who are already in school. We actually don't start until August 29th. So we're like a week later than we normally are. So things change. How you doing, Thomas? Everyone's coming on in. So some of you may have children or grandchildren. So as I tell people, I don't know everything, but I know a little. Those of you who are just coming in, so I've been teaching for the state of North Carolina for approximately 25 years. Okay. So I try to share um, things that I've learned and, anything that will help parents. We know we had some challenges due to the pandemic. And so the pandemic, they're saying, is still, over kind of. But even, without a pandemic, there are things that parents need to be doing so that their child can be, how you doing, Tina and Leslie? So that their child can become successful. How you doing, Dan? Spiky, how's everyone doing? Everyone's coming on in. So share this stream out, especially if you know people with small children, well, elementary, middle, or high. Also, if grandchildren. These are tips that will help your children or grandchildren to become successful. So, uh, I'm sure all of you want your children, grandchildren to be prosperous as it comes to or as it relates to their education. So, the important thing that I see, I'd say approximately 2 weeks before school starts. Go ahead. How you doing? Joyce Frazier's here. Try to get them on a regular routine. Now, in all my years of teaching, I can tell you that those first 2 weeks, it is nighty night because now all summer they've been staying up all night, of course, on electronic devices. So it takes them a while to sort of get into the groove of getting up early, and they have to get readjusted. So approximately 2 weeks out, it would actually be a good idea to go ahead and start getting them to, in some cases, you may have to confiscate their electronic devices because we know they will not willingly turn them off. Okay. So I would suggest that. Also, um, if you can, register your child ahead of time so you can avoid the lines. People's tempers get kind of short. So you can, sort of get the paperwork or anything that they may be lacking before school actually starts because you don't want them to have to miss the first few days of school. Okay. So that's important. All right. So we know, for you to be enrolled in schools, you have to make sure, especially now, that they are up to date on all of their vaccinations. You will not be allowed to bring your children or send your children to school if they are not up to date on their vaccination. So that's something that's very, very important. Okay. Make sure, now this is a problem that me and any other teacher, this is very important. Make sure the school has your correct telephone number. How you doing, partner? I can't tell you how many times me, other teachers have tried to contact parents or guardians, and it's just some random person who doesn't know who we are. We've been cursed out. How you doing, Rock? Just living. We've been cursed out, called bad names. Stop calling my house. We're just using the information that's in, Power School. Now, if you're in another state, you may have another system. In North Carolina, we use Power School. So that's very important. We have parents all the time. How you doing, Donna? Come up to the school. I didn't know this was going on with my child, and no one contacted me. Well, no one contacted you because they didn't have the correct information. So that's a big problem for me and so many other teachers. Leave an email and don't depend on your children to give your correct telephone number because they're not going to do that. They never do. So make sure, not just for emergency purposes. Again, sometimes when we do get in contact with parents, sometimes we'll find a relative, or we get to use all means trying to get into contact with parents, and they'll say, especially if it's a serious issue, if a child is suspended or something, and we'll say, well, this is what led up to the suspension. Your child did this, this, and this, and the first thing they say is, I didn't know. Well, if we can't contact you, and if you're a person, how you doing, Rochelle, a former educator? Rochelle, please comment in the comment section. These are just a few ideas I was thinking of. Rochelle has been teaching for 31 years, so she's got me by a few years. So, Rochelle, go ahead and drop in the comment section some things that parents can do to make sure that their child is successful this school year, okay? So make sure if you're a person who changes your cell phone frequently, make sure that when you change it, that you give that information to the school. All right. Make sure we have your email address on file as well, because if we can't reach you by phone, next thing we look for is an email, a working email address. That's what we look for. Okay. So, again, for the other educators in the comment section, if you can think of something that I don't talk about, go ahead and share it with everyone, because we're here to help everyone so that everyone's child can have a successful school year. Okay. This is something that a lot of parents don't do, particularly when now I teach high school. Now, when kids are in elementary, middle school, parents, are there. Typically, when they get to high school, we don't have quite as much participation. You need to go to your open house. Okay. You need to meet the teachers. You need to know who's spending all this time with your child. And a lot of times, by the time a child gets to high school, parents are just like, whatever. And unfortunately, the parents that we need to see the most, they don't show up. We typically get the parents. How you doing, Lucinda? We typically get the parents whose children are doing everything they're supposed to be doing and typically don't get in trouble. So, that's very important that you come out, attend open house. You're going to learn a lot of information if you go to or attend your child's open house. Okay. You're going to find out the supplies they need for each class. Again, you get to meet all the teachers will be there. You get to meet the teachers and guidance counselors as well. You get to see meet your child's guidance counselors. Keep that and take that into consideration. Also, another thing that's important, learning begins at home. Some people think that they just send their child off to school and think that we are professional babysitters. We are not. You need to take control and take initiative. And, the teachers, we can't do it all. We're just one segment. Rochelle says, I'm back starting. Okay, Rochelle starting year 32 of teaching in North Carolina. Okay, all right. Woo, woo. So when your child gets home, and it's sad, a lot of right, Rochelle, behavior is key. Again, this starts at home. If you don't do what you need to do as a parent, guess what? That makes our job more difficult. Patricia says parents should follow up with the school. Yes, stay in contact, not just when, there's a problem. When things are going great, it's okay to contact the school, to come up to the school and see, what's going on, how your child is doing. Even if they're doing a good job, they still may need help in some areas. So that's important. But learning begins at home. Celebrate your child's success, their achievements, and that means a lot. They like to see their teachers there, but they like to see their parents help them to celebrate their success as well. I had limiting TV time, but I'm quickly learning now. I'm really starting to feel old. Most of my students don't watch TV because, sometimes we're talking, depending on what topic we're talking about, I'll ask them, do they watch this show or that show? And a lot of my students tell me, and this is, of course, I guess TVs will become extinct eventually. They have TVs in their rooms on their walls, but they don't use them. And that's totally foreign to me because when I was growing up, TV was everything, and it still is when I'm watching my favorite old school shows. Right, Rock. Rock says it's phone time, not right. So that's something I'm learning. So I'm their teacher. I'm teaching them my curriculum, but I'm learning from them. When I was, in my generation, cable was so vitally important. TV was so vitally important. Not so much with them because they do everything on their phone. So just keep that in mind. I would limit their. So I guess I don't need to say for this generation limit their TV time. Limit their. They love those games, video games. Um, I would say to 30 minutes. And this is one thing I've heard, right, Keith? That's a major issue. If the father's in the home, that is great. It means so much. Um, and I can't tell you how many times students go home and they tell their parents, ask, do you have any homework? And what does somebody type in the chat section? Just tell me, what do you think they tell the parents? Just type in the chat section. I'll come back to that. Um, something else that's important. Take your child to the library. And one thing that I found, exactly, Reese, every time, 100% of the time, in my 25 years of teaching, every time a parent asks the child, do you have homework? The answer is always no. So sometimes when the parents come to see me and they've gone for weeks without doing anything, and the parent always tells me, they told me they didn't have any homework. Oh, all right. So again, what did I tell you? You stay in contact with the teachers. You can't go by what your child says. They're not going to tell you the truth. Rhonda, I did my homework at school. And that's what a lot of them do, and then some of them don't. So thank you, partner. Rock says my grandkids have homework Monday through Thursday. Okay, good. Thomas, make sure your kids read and write. Yeah. So again, how you doing, ideals? So again, if you're doing what you need to do as parents, that's going to make our jobs easier because they're going to understand. You have to take your child. You have to make them read. And don't use it as a punishment, but say, hey, we have this time set aside for you to read or do whatever it is, educationally speaking, so that they stay on task and so that they, so for the people who are behind, so they can try to get caught up. Keith said, parents are afraid of kids and often trying to be a friend instead of parents. Exactly, Keith, they're trying to be their friends. How you doing, Mike? Mike? So, again, you don't have time to be their friends. Their friends are their age, their peers, not you, not the parent. And so that's so vitally important. Again, if you could establish a reading routine, because this generation, they do not like to read. Some students would rather just take a zero on an assignment. They don't want to read, and they'll tell you they don't want to read and they don't like reading. I would have a designated place, JoJo. That's right. That's right. I would definitely have a designated place in my home, a quiet place, no electronics, a no electronic zone. And what you can do is, say, hey, this place right here, this is for you to work on homework or read or whatever. No electronics allowed. So Spikey said some kids parents don't care. It's us, but it's true, right, Spikey? And they think we're supposed to do everything. I have a friend, she taught for about 19, 20 years, and she taught elementary school. And she would, work with some of the lower achieving students. She would contact their parents. She would create a book list, say, if you can work with your child, get them to read these books over the summertime. This will help them to get caught up. Do you think that the parents did that? Put the answer in the chat section for me. Do you think that they actually took the time to help their child? Just type in the chat section. Tell me what you think. Okay, and then I'll come back to it. So, end of the bench, how you doing? Exactly. The answer is no. So again, why are you always sitting up making excuses about the school is this? Right, JoJo? Right, Thomas? The answer is no, probably not. All of you are right. Spiky, you're right too. If you don't help your child, the school can't do it all alone. It takes more than just the school. I can't, right, Terry? No. If you don't become actively involved in your child's education, it's going to show. I've seen parents come up to the school, they come up with an attitude like the school is doing something wrong and not trying to help their child, but they'll go home and they won't do anything to help their own child. I don't get it. Rochelle said most of them probably not. Often parents struggle with reading as well. And that's a problem too, what Rochelle is saying. We've noticed some of the parents are illiterate. And also, some of the parents had a bad experience when they were in the public school system. And so that, that sort of rubs off on their child because they pass along their bad experience. So if their child is floundering, well, I didn't do well in school either. And then you start looking to blame it on someone else, and that's just not the case. You have to look in the mirror ultimately. Right, Thomas? It starts at home. Partner, you're right. So, that's the key. Sometimes, folks, we have to come to a point where we stop blaming other people. Yeah, we all have deficiencies in one area or another. And so, we have to say, okay, maybe you as a parent had a bad experience. That doesn't mean that your child has to have a bad experience. So I've seen it. Sometimes the parents come up to the school with a nasty attitude and they think they're tough, cursing, school officials out. And sometimes when you see some of the parents, you're like, okay, now I understand why the child acts like this. So there's a way right, Patricia. There's a way to handle every situation, but coming up, screaming, cursing, making a scene, you're just going out of the school in handcuffs. So, and I've had some personal experiences like that. The parents have just come up and just acted crazy. So normally I just sit there and let them, act crazy. That's them. I don't have to participate in that. Okay. So again, if you could become actively involved in your child's education, that could change a lot. We can't do it all. And this friend I was telling you about, when she was the one who taught elementary school, she would tell the parents, some of the parents would stop taking her call. And she was just telling them, this is what you can do to help your child, you know, close the gap a bit, because they were woefully behind in reading, mathematics, everything. They wouldn't take her calls anymore. They didn't want to be bothered. And it's their child. So that's really sad. So, you know, again, visit the school when you can, go up, talk to their guidance counselor, just schedule a meeting with their teachers, even if there's nothing wrong, it's okay. That's good. When teachers see that you're taking an interest in your, child's education, they'll work harder with that child and they'll say, all right. And they know if there's ever an issue, they can contact you and you're on the same page. Um, Thank you, Reese. Yeah, everyone who's here, please hit the like button if you like this content. Share this on your various forms of social media. And one thing you should not do, because this is not good, and I've seen it, other educators have seen it. If you come up to the school, you're cursing out the teachers, the principal, whatever. That's a poor example for your child, and you just cause a separation between you, your child, and the school. And then the child is just going to work it to their advantage and play the school against you. And it's never a winning situation. Rock said parents have to go back to old school parenting, definitely not to be involved. Right, right. You need to be involved. Rock is exactly right. You need to be involved. And then, you won't come up there so angry. Stay involved. Contact your teachers. Send an email. You're always on your phone anyway. Send an email to their teachers, okay? So that you're on the same page with the teacher. So if there is an issue, there's already a prior relationship, and you're not going up there with a negative attitude, if that helps, okay? How about becoming a volunteer? So you always have people sitting up saying, making negative statements. How about joining the PTA or PTO? Get involved with your school if you happen to be a person who is not employed. That would be great. Thomas said, I have nieces and nephews whenever they come over and they want to read a book, they come straight to my closet. Right. So, we're always talking about closing the achievement gap. You want to know why it's never been closed? Because the school can't do it by themselves. The parents have to help as well. Instead of giving your child an electronic device and letting that raise your child, because of course we know that keeps them quiet. Take it away. Hey, we're going to go do this. I still have a set. I actually bought it at a thrift shop. I have a set of World Book encyclopedias from 1973. Remember, people in my generation. How you doing, Jessica? People in my generation. What I tell my students, that was our Google. World Book Encyclopedia and Encyclopedia Britannica. That was our Google. Jessica, oh good. Glad that you stopped by. Jojo said, I'm dyslexic, but when I was a nanny, I still made reading a priority. Not only did I catch dyslexia in one of the kids, I also helped the parents understand the issues. Very good, Jojo. See what I'm saying? And if we all work together, okay, um, each one teach one is a common saying. How you doing, Miss McLean? That's all right. We're just talking about what parents can do to help their children or their grandchildren this upcoming school year to make them a success. This is something also that I would suggest um, lunch. Now, the USDA provides food, if you want to call it that, to the schools. I've done a lot of research in this area, folks. The food that they're preparing, and I even talked to a cafeteria worker in the school cafeteria, and they said, and I just paid attention. They really don't cook anything. All they're doing is warming up all of this. I'll call it food from the USDA. Food are full of hormones, additives, food color, all of this unhealthy stuff, GMOs. If you are able to, I would fix lunch at home for my child. That stuff that they're feeding them it's not good. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Since I still work in the school system, I'm not at liberty to say what I think about the garbage that the USDA feeds the students. I'll save that for when I'm retired. Um, Rock said, making sure kids eat and get proper sleep, rest is very essential, right? And the nutrition is a vital part of their learning. So keep that in mind. If you're able, I would fix their lunch at home. I definitely would. Okay. Um, Spiky said, yeah, that's why I never ate. Right. It's disgusting. Okay. So also, those of you who have children and grandchildren in school, check out all of the free giveaways. Now, wherever you live, just go online. Everyone has access to the internet. Go online and you can find the free giveaways. So I'm in North Carolina and they had it on the news, all these places giving away free backpacks and free clothes, free snacks. Um, so, you know, just go online and you can find everything that I'm talking about. So that's all I wanted to share with you. Just a few tips. um, about what you can do to make your child successful. The key, again, is your relationship with that school, with your child's teachers, guidance counselor. Uh, Thomas says sleeping is very important for kids because it helps the brain. It does, Thomas, but when parents, if they don't monitor their child, what we see, they're all sleep deprived because they've been on their phones all night and they didn't go to sleep. So they come to school trying to drink those energy drinks to stay awake, and sometimes they still can't stay awake because they were up all night on electronics. So I've even talked to some parents. I went in my son's room or my daughter's room. I thought they were asleep, pull the covers. They're on their phone. So that's how it goes. You know what time it is. All right. It's time for us to, and those of you who came in late, I'm fine. I just every year the second Sunday in August is my family reunion, so I go out of town. So you'll never see a Sunday video on during the second Sunday of August unless I just don't go to the family reunion, and then my family might kill me. So I normally go. All right, so it's time for us to do our spinning. You know how we do. We have three winners every Sunday. I'll spin the wheel. The wheel is spinning. I know you can't see it, but it's spinning on this phone. Okay. All right. Rochelle, are you still here? Rochelle is a winner. If you're here, if you win and you're here, make sure you say something. You have to be here to receive your earnings. Chef said, enjoy your reunion partner. Please send me a plate. That food is gone, Chef. Sorry. Okay, Rochelle, you're here. Hold on. Okay, you've never won before. I have to tell you what to do. Let's spin again. I need two more winners. Those of you who are here for the first time, I give away 3 cash prize winnings every Sunday. All right, Janice, are you here? I don't think Janice is here. All right. Spiky, let's see if you're still here. Let me see. Rhonda's here. Rochelle. Okay, Rochelle. Spiky, are you here? Spiky, are you here? If you are the second winner. Lori, I'd be happy to chat with you about your students' career options. All right, Lori, perfect. All right, Spiky and Rochelle. Let's see who else is going to be a winner. We need one more winner, and then we can call it a day. All right, Janice is not here. If someone who's not here, if the wheel spin chooses them, I just spin again. That's all. All right. Woo woo. Okay. Spiky and Rochelle. I need another winner. Oh, I forgot. Spiky, this is for you. Rochelle, this is for you. All right. Mark, I don't believe is still here. So I'm spinning the wheel again. All right. Risa, you still laughing? All right. We need one more winner. All right. All right. Is Joyce still here? Are you here? Daniel's here. Let me write down the winners. Now, I think the rest of you have won before. Rochelle, let me tell you how we do it. Bring me the prices right. I need a pair. Okay, my partner said he needs a new pair of shoes. Okay, so it's Joyce and Spiky and Rochelle. So all you need to do is into the bench. All right. Glad you're still here with me. Rock Just Living, congratulations to the winners. Thanks for sharing. Have an awesome day. Exactly. So all you need to do, remember, I put the money in your Cash App. All you need to do is when I end this live, wait for the video to pop up. and go and leave a comment in the comment section. You know, YouTube wants to see engagement, wants to see that your subscribers are commenting. So just go in, Rochelle, go in and leave me uh, a comment, how you like the video, or if you any topic, if there's another topic that you want me to discuss, you can put that in the comment section as well. All right, so thank you all. I don't want to take up too much of your time. If you're like me, you have to get ready for the work week. Um, so all of you rock, all of the subscribers to the YouTube channel, and those of you who are here, if you're not subscribed to my partner, go ahead and drop your link. I think most of you are subscribed already, but if there's anyone who's not subscribed to Chef Finest Wine, please go ahead and do that. He cooks up some wonderful, scrumptious meals, and Chef, you on your way to Church's Chicken. Go ahead and drop your link if you'd like. I don't know. I'm not sure if Rochelle is subscribed. If not, I'll find out. We'll get everyone subscribed. And I love watching the scrumptious meals that he cooks. Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and end the live. Thank you. Those of you who are not subscribed, my partner, Chef Finest Wine, just dropped his link. Click on the link. Go over, check out his content. Hit the like button, folks. Hit the subscribe button. Okay, bye-bye. Jojo, all my Jobu Sports Report people, I'll see you over there at 5 o'clock. And I'd like to thank everyone again for joining the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. If there's a topic that you would like for me to discuss, okay, go ahead and leave it in the comment section, and I'll put a little something for you in your Cash App. Or I also have Venmo and Zelle. So if you have something other than a Cash App, that's not a problem. You can just email it to me. Thank each of you for spending your very valuable time with the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel, and I hope to see you all next Sunday again. I'll be back. That's the plan. And all of you, just be safe. And I can't wait to see you next Sunday. Bye bye.